Okay, so we are recording right now. I am going to just quickly cover how to log into your vision system for those of you who have not used it. You are given a URL. It's something you enter up here at the website address, which is usa.tradeonly.com/vision. And when you arrive at the login screen, you'll be given an email address and password. And if you've forgotten that, you can definitely reset your password, or you can contact our support team and they'd be more than happy to reissue a new password. So I'm going to log in to the Vision system. Okay. When you log into the Vision system, you are actually directed to what's called the dashboard. And this is your home page. And we cover a lot of this information on the Getting Started webinar. So I am going to point you to that if you have any questions as to what you see here. But mainly the dashboard offers you windows into various areas of your Vision system. And you can take a look at either featured products. That'll take you into the research area. You also have a monthly sales report that you can see here, and that will track your sales orders and sales invoices monthly. On the dashboard, you'll also see some of the recent projects that you're working on, as well as down at the bottom, you have company performance and quick stats, and that's really just some stats on your conversion rates or how you're doing as far as last month, this month, and projected for the year. You have a calendar in your Vision system as well, and that's what's populating these tasks that you see in the bottom right-hand corner. So that's your dashboard. The way that I navigate through the Vision system is up here at the top. You have a navigation toolbar, and it takes you into the various areas of your Vision system. The first area being products. That's going to be where you go for product research. So if you click on Overview, this is where you can source products, look for specific products and vendors, and narrow that down by colors, categories, and so forth. The other bucket right next to products is projects. And the way that our Vision system works is everything begins with a project. You will open a project folder, and then within that project, you will have either a presentation or a quotation that you might have done for the customer. You'll definitely have a sales order or an order acknowledgement with the items that they're ordering. From that sales order, you'll create your purchase orders for the vendors and suppliers. That will be held in the project as well. And finally, you have a sales invoice. So we do have a webinar on projects as to what is in a project, how you search projects. So I do point you towards that webinar as well. Today we're going to be actually revisiting sales orders and how to create sales orders from the system and how do we send those out to our customers. So under projects, again, I need to create a project before I do anything in the system. So I'm first going to come up here to projects, create a new project. And the subject of my project is going to be sales order training. The status is at new project, and the target date is the date that my customer is going to need the products by. So if we go ahead and put those out for next Saturday, June 7th, then I can come in over here, and this project is for a specific customer. If I wanted to, I could add the customer in on the fly, but if I want to choose from an existing customer, I can click on the spyglass, magnifying glass, and that will pull up my customer database, or I could quickly just type in the first few letters and choose that customer from the drop down. When I choose the customer, any pertinent information, including the contact, will pull up to the project, so you can see there's the contact. If there were multiple contacts, I would see those listed there. So I'll just do Tracey Peyton. Once I've filled out the required information to create the project, then I'm going to go in and actually create my sales order. So if I come over here to the next, I have the different options that I can do at this point in time. And I'm going to create a sales order. So if I click on sales order, that allows me to pull up the build a sales order screen. At the top of the sales order screen, you'll see that there's some project information, the top left. It has the name of the customer that you're creating the sales order for. It has the project number, has the target date, and now the status is at new order because we're creating that order for the customer. Over on the right-hand side, you have these tabs. On the general tab, you're going to see the sales order number. So this is specific to this particular sales order. You can enter a customer PO number if they have that. I'm going to put the in-hands date on there one more time. And then I'm also going to click over, well, save. And if I click on the shipping tab, this is the shipping information for this order. So my contact is flagged there. There's the address that I'll be shipping those products to. And the shipping method, I can choose a shipping or an actual date that I want to send it. So I want it shipped on the 4th. The method I could choose if I wanted to, I could just say ground, standard, and save. The last tab that you have up here is the billing. And this is who you're going to bill for this particular order. So you want to make sure that that is correct. If it's someone different from the primary contact, you would have them, and maybe Gabby is the one that actually handles the account information or the invoice. So we can change that there. Now you'll notice that my sales order doesn't have any products on it. There are a couple different ways in which you can get products. When you're doing a product search, you are able to put various products on what we call the clipboard, which is your idea center. And up here at the top right is my clipboard. And if I click on it, you'll see that I've put some products on there. And I can use any of those products just by checking them. So if we want to go ahead and check on this mug, and I can hit go, and that'll bring that particular item onto my sales order. And it does so in a line, as a line item. Okay. Now, in order to edit this particular product, I can click into any of these fields and make changes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the color and size so I can define exactly what I'm ordering. So I want to do dark blue, and I want quantity 72, and then I want to do a black 72 as well. And if I update my options, that allows me to select the specific colors or sizes that I'm dealing with. Now this is supplier is Norwood. I could change the quantities here just by highlighting, and maybe I want 150 of those two-tone mugs. Anytime you see that save button, you want to check it so you can save your changes. But you can see that it's adjusted according to my new quantity that I put in there. Now for this mug, I can also come in here and make any changes to the pricing. If I want to increase the margin for that particular dark blue mug, I could key in 60. When I hit tab, it's going to ask me to save, and it will lock down that new sale price based on the 60% margin that I just keyed in. Okay, so that's how you put on a product using the clipboard. So the clipboard's up here at the top right, and you can add the product that way. Another way in which you can find product and add it to your sales order is this Find Product tab here. If I click on that, that basically opens up the search. And this is the window into the product search. And if I just look for a polo, and maybe I enter it from Sanmar, I can hit search, and that'll show me some polos. And I can choose one of here that I like. Maybe I just choose this dry fit. And I can see either the details of this product, which would include pricing, colors, sizes, and so forth. Or I can just go add it to sales order. And if I click that, it's going to ask me the colors and sizes and quantities that I want. So I select here a black, and maybe we want 10 of each. And I can just tab through and enter my quantities. Then I can update my options, and that'll bring that polo on the sales order as well. So right now you see on this particular sales order we have two products. One's a mug, which is a hard good. The other one is a wearable, a Nike's Dry Fit ladies polo. There is a third way in which you can add product. If you know the product ID number, you can key it in. And this could be either the vendor code or our unique code. So what you're seeing here is the unique codes for our products. If I type in a G200, which I know is like a Gildan, it should pull up a drop down here. And I can choose the one that I want. So maybe I want this G200 Ultra Cotton Tee. Once I select that from the drop down, it'll then give me my colors and sizes for me to pick. So we'll do black again, and we'll do 10 of each. And update. So those are the primary ways in which you would get product. You'd either use the clipboard up at the top right and select your product that might already be there, or you'd use find product and search for the product that you like and add it to your sales order, or you can come in and key in the product code in this field here. Now you'll also see this tab called Add Product. That is giving you the ability to add a unique or a custom product that we don't have in our system on the fly. So if for some reason maybe there's a product that you offer some picture frames, you might want to add those to the sales order, and maybe you're just going to run down to Costco and pick up a few different picture frames for this order and have those decorated. You can add the product in on the fly. And when you do that, it's going to ask for the product code, vendor, and so forth. But it will add it to your sales order as well as your product database for you to use again on other orders. So just working with what we have on here, we have quite a bit on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the cotton t-shirt. In order to remove something, I just hit the X. And that'll remove those products from my order. Now, as I mentioned, and we did it with this mug, we clicked into these fields and we were able to change pricing and so forth. What you're also able to do is coming in before the product code, you have a little arrow, and this allows you to see the additional information, including the product image. So right now, I have a logo left over from a previous training that I was doing. So what I can do is I can change out that logo if I like. So if I want to come up, I'm going to branch that back in. And if I want to come up here, I have my Logos button, and I can choose another logo from one of the logos that I've uploaded to the system. So if I want to make it this Esperanza, or it's Anaheim Hills Little League, I don't think I have their logo. So we'll just use the Adidas logo. So that will allow us to virtual sample that Adidas logo on the products. So if I click on this arrow now and branch out, we should see the mug with the Adidas logo on it. I'm moving too fast for my system, so it's going to catch up here in just a second. Okay, so we've got that logo now being applied to the mug. Other things that I can do when I branch out a product, I can come in here and change the description. Okay, so we can do that. I can also select the imprint details if I wanted to. I could put in here, center. And if I click on imprint colors, this will allow me to enter in the colors, so it's just black, but this would be the logo colors. If I come over here, there is a drop down that says method, and this will populate if the supplier, in this case it's Norwood, has a imprint method defined. So if I come in here and I check this, it's telling me that there's a screen being offered. So if I select screen, it's going to ask me how many colors. If I say 2, it's going to ask me what location, so we want it on the front. And when I do that, it will bring in the related cost from that supplier. So Norwood right here is doing the mug, but you can see I selected a 2-color logo. So you'll see that the run charge for a 2 print or 2-color screen is going to be 28 cents cost, 35 sell. So you see the run there. You also see the setups, and there's 2 setups being applied because there's 2 colors, and you can see those setups there. Now there's also an additional cost that they charge, which is a paint mixing charge, and this is coming in from Norwood, and it's going to list that. Now if for some reason, if you want to waive that charge, you can delete that, but it is being brought in based upon Norwood's information that they've provided us. So what you have some options here. You can break this out so the customer sees what that is for that imprint on the mug, or you can do what we call amortizing that price into the sale price, or just rolling the price up into the sale. So if we want to check this roll up price, you'll see that this screen run charge has now been added to the sale price of the mugs. We can do that again for the setup. And we can do it again for the paint mixing charge. So you're basically saying it's going to be $6.44 for the dark blue mug because, you've got 150 quantity, but that's going to be that charge with the logo on it. So you have all that information. That's some of the really great information that our suppliers give us and the detail that we have in our system. So we'll automatically bring in that additional costs that are associated with the product. Now the other thing that we have on here is the Nike's polo shirt for the ladies. These are going to most likely be wearables, blank goods. So you might need to send them out to your designer. Now, one thing that we have in our system, and it's another webinar that you can attend, is you can set in your decoration methods. So your decorators and their price sheets can be entered into your vision system, and you can call on them as you see fit. So this lady's dry fit polo, I already have an embroiderer in here. I'm going to use Joe's Embroidery. And if I select that, I don't know how many times I put it in there. Okay, here we go. I did it twice, sorry. So we'll delete that. You can see that it's brought in, Joe's Embroidery is the subject, so it's got the stitch count right there, so that's what it's costing to get the stitches in there. And then here's the digitization setup, so you're seeing that in there as well. This would typically be Joe's Embroidery. I just was kind of messing around with my decorators, but the vendor would be Joe's Embroidery, so that when we do raise the purchase orders from this sales order, that Joe's Embroidery does get a PO raised with the number of shirts that they have to do when they arrive in their warehouse to be decorated. So you've got that. Now again, we could roll up that into the price of the shirts. Now the one thing that you'll see is our counts are off. There's only 10 of these shirts. So what it's doing is it's calculating the mugs and the shirts together. And it will do that when you add in any decoration methods or additional costs from this top area here. So if you bring in a setup or decoration, it always adds it to the very bottom of the order. And then what I suggest people do is add separator lines to separate the products and the different imprint methods. So to do that, we just come up here to Insert, Line Break. And this puts this line break here. If I drag it, I can put it where I want it. I'm going to put it between the mug and the polos. And you can see right away that it's adjusted to that 50 quantity, and it's calculating those polos. Just know that any decoration that you're applying to a product should be directly below the product you're applying it to. So this embroidery refers to the ladies' shirts. This colors, the screen print is referring to the mug. Okay. I'm just going to see if there are any questions at this point, and we can continue on. Okay, so that's how you build the sales order. You can edit the information just by clicking into the fields. You can branch it out and do the virtual sample, set the decoration method if you like. And then once you've built this sales order and you have your product on there, then the next thing that you're going to do is come over to what we call Design View. And Design View is really the print preview. It's going to show you a preview of the PDF that you're going to send to your customer. So you can see right here the PDF that's been generated for this order has the Anaheim Hills Little League logo there up at the top with the information for that customer, and then the promo buy, which is your company information there on the right. Now, if it was a quote or a presentation, or even if you want to do this for the order, you could include a cover page. We have some designs that are preset templates that you can use. So if I want to do the blue wave, I can have that, and I can create a nice cover page for this document. Okay. If I want to take that off, I just uncheck that. You also have some other things that you can do as far as leaving information on or off this PDF. The one thing I definitely want to point out is that ability to exclude zero line items. And the reason why I say that is we rolled all this information up into the sell price, so there's really no need to see this broken out as a zero item. So what we can do is by checking this, it shows just the quantity, just the price for that particular item, including the imprint. On a sales order, it automatically defaults to this table view, which is this line item view. If you want to show your customer the product images and additional info, such as the description, you just click on Detail View. And if you click on Detail View, that's going to give you a lot more information on that sales order so that your customer can see the logo on the particular products and then see a little description there. So it just depends on what you want that PDF to look like that you're sending to your customer. But once you decide and you turn on and off some of those features, you can then send that PDF to your customer by coming up here and to the next button, you can send and share. And what that's going to do is it's going to attach the PDF as an attachment here in the email. So you'll see there's that sales order, there's the PDF. And it should, if there's an email associated with the contact, it will automatically provide or populate that email. If I just put mine in here, and then you just hit send, and that'll send that order off. So once you've sent that, what we're going to do is we've created the sales order, we've sent it to the customer, so they've got that order acknowledgement. Now I'm going to close this, and we're going to just kind of recap on what we have done, as well as ways in which you can open up the sales order when that customer gets back to you. So if we go to next and we save and close, we're going to take a look at the project that we created. So now we're looking at this project, and the information, project information's here. And you can see now that we sent that order off to the customer, the status now is acknowledged. So that just means that that customer has received the sales order, or you've printed it. So if you've sent and shared it or you've printed it, it will change the status to acknowledged. And in this case, we opened a project. We didn't do a presentation and quote. We have one sales order on the system, and here's the sales order that pertains to this project. We've got the mug and the shirt. And if we wanted to go back into it, we could edit this document. And we would do that if we wanted to also create the purchase orders. We'd come into the sales order and edit the document and generate the POs. Now, on a project, you have the ability to add additional activities or notes and files. So what I like to show people is everything that you send out of the system, it will keep a record of that. If you go into the activity log and we check view completed activities, you can see there's the email of the sales order that we sent to the customer. So you have reference or proof that that email was sent. The other thing you have is the ability to upload files and notes. And these files can be any type of file. It could be a PDF, it could be the vector artwork for this project. So you can upload whatever you need here that pertains to this specific project or order. Now if we come back up here to this projects bucket or this drop down and we go into overview, we will now see the new project that we created. So you can see right here, project number 156310 has been created. The status is acknowledged, so that means that the order has been sent to the customer, or the customer has acknowledged that. And if I want to open that project up, I just click on that project number and it would open up the project so I could see it. If I want to just search sales orders on the system, I can come into projects, sales orders, and we'll see that sales order. And if we want to go directly into that sales order, we can just click on the sales order number, and that'll take us directly into that sales order that we built. Okay. And if I close this, the last thing that I want to show you is just a way of filtering. So if I go to projects and I look up sales orders, if I have a lot of sales orders on the system and I don't know which one it is, I do have some search ability. I can come in here and I can say, you know what, show me all that are acknowledged, meaning that they've been sent to the customer or it's been an order that's officially been acknowledged by the customer. So I can see that. I can also search by sales order number, project number, or customer name. So if I go into customer, I can say, show me all orders, sales orders that are acknowledged and from Anaheim Little League. There we go. So I can see all the orders on the system for Anaheim Hills Little League. And then I can find the one that I just worked on, which is that 529, and I can pop into that. So you have a lot of ways in which you can retrieve those sales orders that you've created. So I can take some questions at this time if you have any questions on what we've covered. If not, I welcome you to attend many more webinars. We have one next week on purchase orders, and we'll be covering creating purchase orders as well as batching purchase orders and doing bulk orders with vendors. So we'll be covering that next week. And then we also have one coming up on invoicing. Okay, one of the questions I have here, how do you access the webinar decoration methods? There should be a link. If not, I will send that to you, Caitlin. Thank you for that question. I'll definitely send you the link so you can sign up for the decoration methods webinar. I believe that one's on June 10th. It's on our website, so I'll send that to you. Well, thank you very much for attending today's webinar. I appreciate it. I hope to see you on many more. I wish you much success. Bye-bye.